Hello, 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 everybody. What is happening? What is going down? You know what? I'm hearing some music somewhere. Hold on one second. Okay, for a start. Hello, everybody. What's going down? My name is SonjaMarie with Wordlife Astrology. Me madre. What's happening, mama? Love you. Happy Monday to you. Thank you for being here. Let's talk about, oh, look at the sweat happening today. I got a little uh excited, I guess. Let's talk about what's happening this week. Are y'all ready? Before we do, and as I allow people to come on in and get their notifications, let me make a couple of announcements very, very quickly. The retreat is sold out, and I am happy about it. And I am really, really ecstatic about the person who took that last spot because I can't wait to see them. It's going to be an awesome time at Sequoia National Forest, aka Auto Camp Sequoia, aka Wordlife Astrology Retreat. May 28th through the 1st of June. I can't wait. I'm ecstatic about it. And hey, if you know of anybody that's going and you actually want to be there, the only way that you can go is if you crash their pad. So that Airstream is enough room for 3 people. If you look at the website, it says you can have 2 adults and 2 kids, but that's because they probably love each other and they all, canoodling, so to speak, in energy and stuff. However, that's going to have to be the situation if you are inviting yourself into somebody else's Airstream. That's the only way. So if you know of anybody that's going and you want to crash their Airstream, you can do that thing. Come on, invite yourself, and let me know via email, wordlifeastrology@gmail.com, that you want to go on and do that thing, and we'll make it happen. Again, just giving you a couple of announcements and stalling, so to speak, while people come on in and join. What's up to the folks on TikTok? This is a live astrology reading for the transits that are happening for us all throughout this week of March 30th, 2026. It's going to be long to some standard, about an hour or so. So if you would like to stay and get some information, please do so. If not, go on over to YouTube, where my family is, and Sonja Marie's Word Life Astrology page, and it'll be archived. There's like over 500 videos there. There's a live video about what's going down, the energy that's happening for this particular year. You might want to check out. And other videos too. Again, Sonja Marie's Word Life Astrology page over on YouTube. I'd love for you to join our family. Another announcement I wanted to make. Oh, if you'd like to get a reading, if you'd like to do a couples reading, if you'd like to do a reading with you and your best friend, you and your partner, you and your spouse, whoever, hit me up on my website at wordlifeastrology.com. Also, I do singular readings as well, an hour-long reading, 90-minute readings. And by the way, if you do not know me, Mystic, come on now. If you do not know me, I speak to your ancestors and your guides, as well as us reading your natal chart. And then we also do a 5-card tarot spread, which I know you will love. It's a lot of information. And we record it on Zoom so you can have it forever, ever. You understand? A lot of information can kind of go over your head, but at least if you have a recording, you can go back to it and see what we were talking about. You dig? I want to take a minute to say hello, because I think that's all my announcements. I'll come on in here and tell you again, I'm perimenopausal. Sometimes I remember and sometimes I forget. And I have learned to just be all right with it. But I do not want to forget my beautiful folks here on YouTube. What's happening, Synergy? I'm so happy that you in here. Kimberlite is here, and Bellamy's beautiful. Simone, what you doing, girl? Lori Bryan, oh, I love your dedication and loyalty to my page. I appreciate you, honey. Jessica, how you doing? Jessica's going to the retreat. Can you stand it? Can you wait? I'll be honest with you, I cannot. I don't know. I think I've said this once or twice before, but I am getting more and more sensitive in my older age, and I love it. But to be quite honest with you, the sensitivity that I'm experiencing more now as I get older is noise pollution. I can't stand the fire trucks coming down the street. I'm that lady. I'm that lady that puts her hands over her ears. Like, I really can't stand it. It drives me bananas. So I am looking forward to being in the woods with all those beautiful trees, Jessica, and just hanging out with everybody and taking part in some really cool workshops that we have, eating some good food, all the things. Oh, and we have a swimming pool too. I heard it was heated. So hanging out by the swimming pool, we're gonna have a good time. Anyway, let me say hello to ZP is in the house. We're gonna miss you, sweetie pie face. And a couple of other folks I may have missed, but know that you are deeply in my heart. What up? D Stokes is here. D Stokes is here. And the beautiful folks over on TikTok. It's just a few, but I appreciate you being here anyway. Come on, grab a seat and make yourself comfortable. Know that you can always ask questions when we go through this rundown, but I really require that you ask questions that the community can benefit from. Not, I got a moon in Taurus. What's my next 2 years looking like? Come on now. Don't do that. Don't do that. Ask some questions about the transits, probably what's happening, because we come on here to do this for everybody, not just you. Okay, so you're always welcome to ask a question. Put a bunch of question marks behind the question though, because your girl cannot see as well as I need to. Hey, I'm bigging up my girls coffee shop. If anybody is in Los Angeles area, Westwood just opened up, Venice Beach, and Culver City as well. Manati's Coffee, they got some good ass coffee. My particular favorite is the matcha. Ask for it with almond milk and a little bit of maple syrup, and then thank me later. Really do that thing. Manati. So that's what I'm drinking from too. And this is their little like hot cup or whatever. Let me tell y'all, I bring this when I perform. It will stay hot. My tea will stay hot for 5 hours straight. And I love this little thing. So go on and get you one if you go to Manati's Coffee Shop, all right? And tell them Sonja sent you. All right, let's get into the week. I was told to remind you the title of this particular rundown is Be, Do, and Have. Now, the reason why I'm pausing, Mystic, go in the room with that. Thank you. The reason why I am pausing is because I have to take account of Spirit literally conducts my particular rundowns. Most of y'all know. So oftentimes I'm like, why are we entitling this? And Spirit's like, just go with me. So Be, Do, Have. I have a brother named Akadama who I love dearly. It's a long story behind Akadama, and I'm not going to entertain y'all with it, but he is my soul brother for sure. I miss him very, very much. And he used to say that all the time back in the day: be, do, and have. There's a switch up to that particular declaration, and a lot of you may hear do, be, and then have. But Akadama and I, we absolutely found our way for switching it to the be and the do and the have, because you can't do it if you are not it. And that's really what we stand on here, Wordlife Astrology, to be quite honest with you. The only real reason why I love astrology, because it allows you to see you and other people exactly how they are, how they be. And in some right, people can only be who people can be. And oftentimes we get caught up in our feelings, we get caught up in our ego, we get caught up in our control, we get caught up in our own perceptions about how we want other people and situations to be according to who we are and what we can control in the relationship with them. Think about that. So if you are concentrating so much on who you are, how you be, then you're able to do the thing that you need to do, and then you can have. And one of the biggest reasons why I believe spirit, before I even go into a stronger download, is talking about this is because today something really special happens. Even though we are in the moon in Virgo, that's today, that's Monday, the moon is in Virgo. Also, Venus goes into Taurus. Now, let's pause right there before we even get any deeper. Venus in Taurus is the absolute have. Even though we are beginning with the have and not with the be, Venus in Taurus is the have. And let me tell you why. There are any Tauruses out there, and your season is coming up next. If there's any Tauruses out there, Tauruses are the manifestors of the zodiac. They are the ones that are very, very concentrated on having the thing, not out of greed, not out of materialism, but out of quality, out of knowing that they can hold the thing. They can actually tap into whatever it is that they are in possession of and adore it, share it, grow it. You know what I mean? Invest in it, make more from it. That's Taurus energy, is that have. So rewind, selector, and let's go back to the B real quick, because we want to talk about, well, we have been talking about who we are, right? And in this Aries season, we are tapping in definitely to who we are, how we be, because Aries is that first sign of the zodiac, is that I am of the zodiac, is that first house of identity. Aries says, this is who I am, whether you like it or not. Kick rocks. Sometimes a little juvenile like, but mostly it's here to teach us the lesson of standing ground on who you are, bottom line, and don't allow other people to deter you from that stance, right? Here's the do part, and we're gonna go through this all throughout the whole week. I'm going to pick it apart. But another part of the do part is today with that moon in Virgo. Any Virgos in the room? Now, I love Virgo energy more than most. And I'm gonna say it like that because Virgos get a bad rap. Sometimes people want to be funny and say that Virgos are just too much, they're too detailed, they're too much a perfectionist, they're nitpicky, you know what I mean? They could be all of those things. But trust me, a lot of reasons why I love Virgo, but one of the biggest reasons why I love that Virgo energy, the moon being in Virgo today, which is affecting everybody. I don't care what sign you are, and I don't care what sign your moon is in. That moon in Virgo, the transit moon in Virgo today is affecting you regardless, right? That moon in Virgo, one of the top 3 reasons why I love it, is the worker. It's the doer. Virgo energy will outwork anybody in the zodiac. Don't get it twisted. You're sitting back thinking that, oh, I'm going to do this thing in the morning, or I did this for the last, day or two. I did an all-nighter. That Virgo has already planned it. Virgo's been doing it since the moment, whatever it is, a project or a situation, since the moment it had its sight on it, it's been researching, it's been observing, it's been putting the details together, it's been putting money aside. Virgo works from the beginning to the very, very nth degree, the ending. So I say all that to say is that when the moon is in a particular sign, y'all, again, repeating myself on purpose, regardless of who you are and your moon and everything, when the moon is transit in a particular sign, we get a little fumes of that. We get a little aroma. We get a little on us. So what you working on today? What you working on with the hopes that you will have as this Venus goes into Taurus today? What are you outworking yourself in regards? And what I mean by that is that sometimes we feel like we're doing some things. Sometimes we feel like, okay, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. I checked off at least 3 out of the 5 of things that I need to do. But when the moon is in Virgo, you do all 5. Are you tapped in that way? Are you not necessarily a busy bee? Don't get it twisted. It's not busy bee energy. It's literal doing the thing, accomplishing some things, really figuring it all out bit by bit by bit, breaking it down, almost like writing a poem or writing a book or writing something. Virgos like to edit. Virgo energy is all about editing. Oh, thank you, Lasagna. I appreciate you being here, honey. Virgo is about editing. What are you doing so much that you are editing, restructuring, rebelieving, reimagining, calling different people, I said restructure. What are you tapping into, obtaining new details and information about how you compartmentalize and how you attracting and or putting things out there in the world. If you're on YouTube and you like what I'm hearing thus far, please hit that like button so YouTube knows I'm doing my job. I'd appreciate you so lovingly. What are you tapping into? What are you doing? Now, here's a situation. Bust this. That moon in Virgo is opposition of Mercury today. Mercury is the planet of communication. So if we just tap into that one aspect of Virgo moon doing, it's also, like I said, perfectionism. It's also organizing, compartmentalizing. It's also being critical today. You can experience any of these moon and Virgo situations and descriptions, okay? But I'm only gonna pick one because I'll be here all goddamn day trying to break down everything, and that's not what I'm doing. Spirit says stay with the worker part of Virgo moon. So if you're in this vibration of this moon in Virgo and this opposition Mercury, it's asking you to feel like the worker that you are. Understand that you got to compartmentalize and re-edit and re-edit and re-edit so you can do what? Balance in opposition. Balance out the situations that you have to speak about. Now, this is keen and very, very specific. Why? Because Mercury in Pisces doesn't have borders. Mercury in Pisces will say the thing to say a thing. Do you know anybody that's a Pisces, or anybody that has Mercury in Pisces more specifically, or anybody that has a Pisces rising? Oftentimes people with Mercury in Pisces, Sun in Pisces, and Pisces rising for sure have logorrhea. They just speak. They just say the thing. And it's like, wait, what? First of all, slow down, because I have no idea what you're saying. There's no borders, especially on Mercury and in Pisces. There's no borders. There's no real discernment to what it is that's being said, what's being communicated, what's being thought, what's being planned. So this is an actual great little mashup when that moon is in Virgo is opposition to that Mercury, because that moon in Virgo was like, don't say that. Don't go there. Organize this before you speak on that. Organize this before you plan that. I'm going to help you work the things that you need to work without oversharing and without being overly excited about plans that you may or may not be able to deliver. Anybody experiencing that? Talk to me, y'all. I know this is somewhat. Oh, there you go, Marissa. I know this is somewhat just me talking to you, but we can make it as interactive as you like. Is anybody, especially those on the East Coast, since you've been up 3 hours before us on the West Coast, you experiencing that today? Almost like, I should say a thing, but I don't know if I don't have all the information. I'll share an example with y'all. Let me give y'all a little commercial and a little bit of excitement. Guess who I saw today? Now, this Virgo moon in me made me very, very, or I should say in the air that hit me, made me very, very particular about who was walking behind me when I was walking Mystic earlier, right? And I said, who the hell? It made me jumpy, particular. And I said, who's behind me? Then I turned around, I saw it at my peripheral, it was a black man. So I took the opportunity, as I do, as an attractive black woman, I took the opportunity to at least, turn around and say something to see if we can get a little flirtation happening, right? So I turned around, I go, I turned around and I said, oh my gosh, you almost scared the shit out of me. And guess who it was? It was gosh darn Luke from The Handmaid's Tale. Yup, June's husband, the black dude. I said, well, look at there in my mind. I said, you almost scared the shit out of me. Oh, I love your work, brother. In my mind, that Mercury in Pisces wanted me to go, oh my God, you're so fine. And what the fuck happened to The Handmaid's Tale? And why they ended like that? You should get another job. And are you working? Blah, 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 blah. And I just, listen, the logorrhea was on one. But that moon in Virgo said, yeah, tighten it up. Only say the things that's necessary. So I said, I love your work, brother. And he goes, thank you. Your dog is cute. I said, that's Mystic. Mystic turned around on cue. Like, you fine, motherfucker. Who are you? I said, she's just saying what's up. And he said, oh, nice. He walks away and I held everything in, y'all. That Virgo moon worked for me. If it was in a whole nother sign, I probably would have been like, and bitch, I said, and this, and what about? In any case, that's a good example that I wanted to share with you. But he was just as fine in real life as he is on that gosh darn show. Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? Y'all know who I'm talking about, right? And thank you for laughing at me. Because I was like, but I held it in because that moon in Virgo, again, opposition of Pisces, it kind of, Virgo got the boundaries. Virgo got the discernment. Pisces does not. That's why they are oppositions. Your opposite always does the thing that you cannot, and vice versa. You dig? So, because I did that, staying with my analogy, because I assume that y'all all got that. Thank you for laughing at me. That moon in Virgo today is also sextiling Jupiter and Cancer. Look at that. And I'm a Cancer. So let's stay with my own analogy to say that that moon in Virgo helped me to keep it right and tight. So what? That Jupiter can give me what? The precision of my emotions can bring me opportunities. But here's the opportunity that I believe that I obtained in that moment. A little bit of sanity of self. A little bit of the boundary that says hold your energy. I'm very, very expressive if you cannot tell. And sometimes I think truly that it's not necessary to be as expressive because sometimes it spills on people and they can't handle it. It's my own thing, but it's also saying about Jupiter too. Jupiter does the same thing. Jupiter is like the faucet. It just turns the water on, and within 30 seconds, you wasting like 3 gallons of water and you don't even know it. Does that make sense, y'all? So that Virgo moon was saying, yo, hold it back and right and tight so you can see how to manage your enthusiasm, Jupiter, your opportunity to hold your shit together, your opportunity to shine, your opportunity to give too much, give just a little, leave a lasting impression, because you never know. A bitch might meet this motherfucker like 2 months from now, and I'll be like, I was a girl with Mystic, and because I held it together, I might get a date out this mug. At the very least, a cup of tea, and that'll be cute too. The bottom line is keep yourself right and tight today and allow your enthusiasm to be felt inside. Doesn't it feel good? Off my example, but it's including it. But doesn't it feel sometimes really, really good to hold your own secret? And not secret that's like debilitating, right? Secrets that make you feel good, that grow inside of you, that make you shine, that make people come up to you later on and go, you look good. You lost weight? Hell no, I lose weight, but I just feel good inside. Does that make sense? I'm holding a secret. That Cheshire cat, is it what they say? Yeah. On Tuesday, the moon stays in Virgo. So it's a little bit more of that. But the beautiful thing about this moon in Virgo on Tuesday is that it's trining Uranus. The precision of that Virgo energy of organizing and being exact aids to the change, to the rebellion that we perceive life today in a different kind of way. Understand that. That's a beautiful thing. The work that we do with that moon in Virgo on Tuesday, the precision, the organization that comes into play, hits up against Uranus that goes, thank you for doing that, because actually it is a plot twist. We're going this way. And all the things that you've done, all the things that you held back on, all the things that you was, moon in Virgo is, for the lack of a better way of saying it, a little non-emotional. Not to say that it doesn't have emotion. It's very particular, again, about its emotion. So it's not putting it out on every single thing. So tomorrow there's some changes that are happening in your world. If tomorrow, this is Tuesday, that your boss wants to switch some things up, your children want to, Mom, I gotta do X, Y, and Z. Mom, I need $400 for freaking cheerleading practice. What the heck? The emotional body goes in Virgo, okay, we can handle this. Let's check this other account. Let's see if I can move this over there. Okay, my boss wants to do X, Y, and Z. Okay, let's figure this out. Let me go here instead of there at 12, and then I'll come back. I'll round up. Y'all see where I'm going? There is an emotional response to want to take care of what that change is bringing on Tuesday. That's a beautiful thing. Because that Virgo is necessary. Understand what I'm telling you this. Ooh, thank you for giving me that a little analogy. This may seem off the beaten path, squirrel, but we'll come back. I saw a mouse yesterday. As I was walking Mystic, this mouse came out and went right back around. This may seem like a stretch, but just fall with me. With the indigenous people believe every animal holds and or carries a particular messaging, especially when you see them on your own time, especially when you see them and you're thinking heavily about something. You dig what I'm saying? When that animal comes forth, when you see something that just kind of throws you off, there's a message from the ethers, from your ancestors. So mouse energy is quite like Virgo energy. You see where I'm going? If you do, you're smart. Mouse energy is quite like Virgo energy in that it pays attention to all the details. Mice are riding the corners of the edges of the room. They're not in the center, damn near, most of the time. They're riding the edges. That's Virgo energy. So when Virgo energy shows up for you, says pay attention to the detail, ride the edges, take an extra hour of work to make sure that you're getting a project and a situation right. On Tuesday, it's hitting up with Uranus. It's going to help you to deal with the scattered changes that are happening. It's going to help you to be that rebel that you need to be and stand up for something that you believe and deem that's worthy of standing up for. You get what I'm saying? That's a big deal. And you may not see it right now, but some of you are intuitive and you might be leaning into that very, very soon, like towards the end of this day. And that's it too. Hold on. Simone says, Sonja, there was a mouse in my space this past weekend for the first time ever. What? Since I moved into the place in 2020. Listen, I'm glad I said that. I guess I said it for you. So what do you have to pay attention to, Simone? Like for real. And get that motherfucker out of there. I only say that because they harbor diseases. So I'm going to pray that he leaves, you dig? But again, I believe in the deeper reasons for almost everything in life. It's not just about you killing a mouse. You know what I mean? It's in your prayer going, what are they trying to teach me, so to speak? And get him out. 2 times. Wednesday, the plot changes a little bit. Wednesday, the moon is in Libra. And by the way, we have a full moon at 12 degrees in Libra. At 10, 12, Mystic, go in the room and do that shit. Please. You should see the way she's looking at me. 12 degrees Libra at 10:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If anybody believes in the full moon energy, in which, I guess if you're on here, you do somewhat. If you have crystals, if you have, if you have crystals that you'd like to clean, if you have things that hold a lot of energy, you can put it out in the full moon, put it out outside if you can. If you don't, because you're in an apartment, or if you don't, because, if you put it outside, somebody might steal it. You can put it in the windowsill. The full moon energy around about 10:12 p.m. is the strongest point of that full moon energy. Thank me later. Full moon in Libra is ending, culminating all things Libra-like. So are there some disputes and or some connections with different colleagues and collaborators that you need to end? That's a real question. Do you need to tell your husband or your wife to kick rocks so they can be an ex? I'm not trying to get too deep into sadness in that regard. However, is it time? Have you been holding on? Is it time for you to stand up for something that's just and you haven't because you're thinking, I don't want to shock, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to shock people into believing X, Y, and Z. I want to continue to be fair and try to, navigate the waters with this thing. When that full moon in Libra comes on Wednesday, it's like, listen, things are not balanced, cuz get rid of it. Do without it. Full moon in Libra. Here's the thing about that full moon, though. Bust this. It is an opposition of Saturn. That's a big deal. A release of a partnership and or a collaboration allows you to face a fear or snap into a new discipline to rely on yourself. Here's another do. Remember, the title of this is Be, Do, and Have. Here's another be. Here's another do. Because his situation is like this. That moon in Libra and it's ending, the full moon culminating feeling of it is like maybe you need to end a dependency, if not on a person, on a situation, so you can see yourself. And once you see yourself, and we're in opposition of Saturn, you become disciplined. You become reliable unto you. You see your fears and the things that you need to do that no longer cloud you because you were in this partnership. Does that make sense? Let me give you an example. Staying with the situation, if you have to end a relationship and or a partnership, maybe this partnership did more than their share. Maybe this partnership lovingly, openly, ability-wise could do more, and financially wise could do more. But when you get rid of them, you start to see, you know what? I actually could have done a little bit differently. And my fear is that probably I thought I couldn't. Y'all following me? When you release that tether to a relationship, to a situation, Saturn says, now, baby, I want you to see your fear. I want you to see the lesson. I want you to see what you need to do differently as a discipline in order to do what? To be sovereign, to be independent, to know that you can do whatever you need to do on your own. Not to say we don't need people, but oftentimes we need to see how heavy the load is by ourselves in order to appreciate partnerships. I felt that in my gut. Because some of us are spoiled. Some of us are daddy's girls. Some of us are dudes that, been coddled by their mother. Some of us have had people hold their weight. And the thing about it is that you don't know how heavy that load is. You don't know how much that bill costs if you don't have to pay it on your own. Anyway, Thursday comes in, and Thursday the moon stays in Libra as well. But this time on Thursday, there's not too many aspects, as you can tell so far. But Thursday, that moon in Libra wants to confuse your movements. This is very, very tricky because now we're in this having stage, right? And on Thursday, you say to yourself, okay, I know who I am because this full moon came over me and it allowed me to see the reflection of me and how I need to move in the world because I don't have my partner anymore. That moon in Virgo a couple of days ago allowed me to do some work, allowed me to be particular and precise in some things. Well, on Thursday, quincunx, the moon, quincunx in Mars, there's a little frustration. There's a little irritation. There's a little gnat in your ear that says, what should we do now? Now that I know the work, now that I don't have the partnerships that I need or I relied on before, now that I'm free and clear, now that I am me, what do I do? How do I be? Are y'all hearing me? Am I a poet? That motherfucker rhyming, right? Indecisions lead to no movement and possible anger. So check yourself first. Your ambitious steps are on you, not a partner. That was in my little notes. And I gave myself a cue to read my notes because sometimes they make a little bit more sense than the things that come out of my mouth. In all sense, that's Thursday is a tricky kind of day. The moon in Libra, especially when it's pinned up against a quincunx or a square, it brings out the shadow sides of that Libra energy. And the shadow sides of Libra energy is a couple of different things. One thing I'm going to stay on, because again, I can't describe everything. The one thing I'm going to stay on is indecision. Libras don't know how to make a decision. They don't know how to decide what to do or be. Damn near what to have after a while. Because you can't have now unless you decide what to do or be. Staying with the theme of this gosh darn rundown, right? So there's a confusion that's going to come over us all. And that Libra energy says, I'm without them now. Who am I? I don't know what to do. So here's my suggestion. Don't do nothing on Thursday. I didn't say stay home and be lazy and don't go to work and don't talk to people. That's not what I'm subscribing. Not to say y'all listen to me anyway, but the advice here is that Thursday may seem a little confusing, and feel like you're in the influx of, well, what's my decision? How should I say? What should I do? The elders used to say, if you don't know what to do, don't do nothing. You can wake up Friday. This is temporary. This is temporary. You can say to somebody, if it's not life or death, you understand? Hit me up tomorrow. I'll let you know. Well, I need to know right now. No, you don't, because ain't nobody dying. I'll let you know tomorrow. Let me get a clearer head. Because what's so beautiful about indecision at times, bust this, go with me on this, y'all. What's so beautiful about indecision sometimes and dope about Libra energy in that way is that it allows us to see other opportunities, other options. That's the op word I wanted to say, other options of a thing. Libra energy loves to balance out the pros and the cons. And that's where the crust of its indecision comes from. Because, oh my God, all these pros, all these cons, what do I do? However, when we are indecisive, we can at least sit back calmly, like my mother just said the other day, and breathe, and then the information comes to you. Then the decision comes to you through not only spirit, your ancestors, your insides, what it is you know you need to do based on the work that we've been doing, based on the changes that you've been going through, based on the identity that you have said to yourself solidly, this is what I'm going to do. One of my village members, I'm not going to put her on blast because she may or may not approve, but one of my village members said in the village the other day, I'm just going to try to be myself, Sonja. She said that to all of us. And I don't know if she knows this, but that hit me so harsh in my chest because I've been thinking the same thing. What would happen if you just say, I'm going to do the things that I want to do? And if you get your feelings hurt, that's on you. And sometimes Thursday is what I'm saying is that there may be an indecision that comes around that. Should I be me? Will I hurt somebody? Because Mars is what? In Pisces. So Mars in Pisces is saying there's the indecision is coming around the fact that I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings, or I'm going to hurt my own feelings, or I'm not being fair and I'm not, adhering to the crew. You know what I mean? This is an emotional decision. Am I being compassionate? So you may want to take a minute on Thursday to say, well, hold on. Your compassion to yourself is paramount. Should I say that again? It's not like we don't know this. Sometimes it's just hard to put it into practice. On Thursday, the compassion to yourself is paramount. So if you have to take a moment to decide, take a break. Don't get caught up in the confusion, in the web of not knowing, because that will not serve you. Does that make sense? I appreciate y'all being here. And for those on TikTok, please know that you can get this recording here on YouTube at Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page. I appreciate you. Come on through. And again, if you here on YouTube and you can reach that like button on your phone or on your computer, I'd appreciate that too. Let YouTube know that I am doing the job. Friday, there's a whole bunch of aspects. Are y'all ready? Because Friday, the moon goes into Scorpio, which changes the game. Now, when the moon is in Scorpio, yes, our emotions go deep. When the moon is in Scorpio, yes, we become a little bit more passionate. Here comes the push to have, you dig? Because Scorpio is 0 or 60. We talk about that every now and again. Scorpio energy has no median. You either all the way on or you all the way off, motherfuckers. So after on Thursday and you're in that haze of indecision, here comes the moon in Scorpio that goes, okay. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? We know who we are. We know what we want to have. So what you gonna do? Moon in Scorpio jumps in with passion, with emotional conviction, with loyalty, with determination. I love Scorpio energy. Also with a little bit of an emotional cleanse if you need it. Too many people shit on tears. And I'm not going to go down that lane, but the bottom line is that if you need to cry to let it out, if you need to have an outburst of some kind while keeping yourself and other people safe, do that, please. Because when you unplug that emotional body, here comes the clarity. Sometimes we get stuck in our brain, right? Because we need to fart. We need to get out the emotions. Anyway, that moon in Scorpio, yeah, that moon in Scorpio is coming over us. Bam, right there. Mercury is trining up Jupiter on that day. Some need information, some needed information, emails, phone calls, invites somewhere brings hope and opportunities. Have a conversation with a stranger. Like I did today. It was a small conversation. Maybe he's gonna come back in my neighborhood on Friday. Here comes my opportunity right back to me. Anyway, Friday, Mercury. Mercury is correspondence of some kind. Look for it. I'm just saying. And if you find it, meaning somebody emails you some good news, come back to you on my YouTube page, please. Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology page, right? If somebody gives you some good news, let me know. I want to celebrate you. I want to give you good energy because, again, Mercury trining up Jupiter means somebody's calling you, Mercury. Somebody's emailing you, Mercury. Somebody's saying some things, Mercury. Somebody is giving you an evite or an invite, Mercury, to something that's going to give you opportunity, Jupiter, that's going to expand your horizon, expand your life, expand who you are, give you education at the very least, teach you, share with you. You dig what I mean? That's Jupiter. Jupiter expands everything it touches. So look for some good news on that day. On Friday, that moon in Scorpio is also opposition Venus in Taurus. Persuasion and passion affords financial advantage, but it's best to know your worth. No desperation needed. I should have started with this to say that moon in Scorpio will push. Will say after this indecision or this indecisive moment, here I am. I know what I want. And that Taurus Venus says, wait, hold on. In opposition of that moon and Venus, that Taurus moon in Scorpio, that Taurus Venus says, wait, hold on. I know you want to push. I know you want to go further. I know you want the things in which you've been holding out on, but do me a favor, boo-boo. Take your time. Venus and Taurus always take their time. Anybody know any Tauruses out there? God damn, they slow. But that slow, methodical energy is necessary almost always to do what? Catch mistakes, catch what's real and what's not real, catch what's needed to invest, what's needed to save. Taurus energy is methodical in that way. And from the outside, especially for those, and it's because we're in Aries season and we want to move fast, we may be like, I'm determined now, moon in Scorpio. I got this thing. I got this fire, this emotional fire up underneath me. And that Taurus Venus is saying, yo, I know you are. But let's make the smart decisions. Let's know that we are worthy. Let's know that we need to walk in the room with our heads up and allow the energy to come to us. Thank you, Spirit, for that. You get that? This week is about working. This week is about doing, about being, about having, about being, about doing, about having, all of that. But the best way, and you can do that, in which this particular aspect is saying, is just be it. Allow it to come to you. Here's a nice little download. I'll go with it. Spirit is saying that oftentimes we are hurried in our need to get the things in which we feel that we deserve. We absolutely deserve, but we've been destitute, we've been without, we've been in the desert in regards to it. So once we get a little bit of ooh, somebody's looking at me. Ooh, I found $20,000. Ooh, this and that. Who finds $20,000, Sonja? If you find it, give me $1. Anyway, ooh, I came up on this. Ooh, I feel excited. My emotions are heightened because I'm finally getting what I need. Take your time with it. Please. That's what Venus in Taurus wants to say. It's a manifester. It already knows. It is attracting the wealth. You know, Taurus people? Taurus people got money. Stop playing. Most of them anyway. And most of their money is underneath a damn mattress. It's sitting in a different account on the other side of town. Understand that. You get that? It's about harboring the energy so you can give the vibration that this is who I am, this is how I be, and I don't need to prove it to nobody. Get that? Now, I need y'all to really pay attention to that, because that moon in Scorpio, if you don't get that, that moon in Scorpio says, yo, I'm squaring up Pluto. I don't care what Taurus is saying in Venus, because Venus in Taurus is not a doer. Venus in Taurus is a feeler. It's expression on the inside. But here comes the moon in Scorpio squaring up Pluto. That goes, we about to blow this shit up because you ain't moving too fast. Uh-oh. Did y'all get that? Or do I need to slow down a little bit? Somebody need me to repeat that? Talk to me. I can repeat it. This tea is good. And still hot. It's like scalding hot. Hi, Miss Irene. Y'all want me to repeat that? I'm going to do it anyway. Here's the thought on Friday. Here comes that moon in Scorpio saying, I'm done with the indecision, right? And I know these blessings are coming in per Mercury and Jupiter, right? So I'm going to move on it. Venus says, hey, don't move too quick. Vet them motherfuckers. See what they got. Be methodical about it. Invest bit by bit. That's the desire. That's the internal feel. Where Pluto comes in the room and goes, forget what Venus is saying. Blow this shit up. We need to move. We need to transform. We need to show them that we powerful, that we worthy. If they don't see us now, because it's a square, if they don't see us now, they never gonna see us. Listen for that. Listen for that thought. Listen for that that noise, but listen for that voice, because that one thing can allow you to, how should I say it? Can allow you to blow up the entire opportunity, could allow you to shift what it is that's yours. Transformation comes when transformation needs to come. You don't have to force transformation. The fruit drops when it's time to drop. You don't shake the tree, or else you're going to get some whack-ass fruit. Transformation comes transformation comes when it needs to come. Transformation comes in the middle of the night. Transformation sneaks up on you. But when we allow our emotional determination of, I deserve this, I need this, I'm hungry for it, I'm desperate, I'm powerful, I need to get this. When we allow that to come in the mix, oh, baby, it's one of them cocktails that blow shit up. I'm just saying. And at the same time, ooh, Sonja, ain't this interesting? Venus is squaring up Pluto as well. So you got the moon squaring up Pluto and you got Venus squaring up Pluto. So is it worth it? Is it worth it? Let me something. I forgot the words. Flip around and then reverse it. Whatever. Okay. Venus is worth squaring up Pluto. Is it worth it? Throwing the baby out with the bathwater? That's the analogy. Y'all get that, right? Y'all get that, right? So you got to take your time Friday, even if it seems too good, even when it's like juicy at the tip of your fingers and you're like, I want to savor all of this. Wait, hold on. Maybe I could take a little bit and put it over here. Maybe I can tell a few people that this is what's happening. I can't tell everybody. Maybe I need to, remember we said earlier, put that stuff in me like a nice little secret, like a Cheshire cat, like a lynx. Speaking of animal energy, lynxes, they have that energy of holding secrets for the best reason possible, holding the mysteries of life, and only revealing and sharing when it needs to, when it's worthy. And that's the question here. Is it worth Venus squaring up against Pluto to blow some shit up when you don't have to? Y'all hear me? I hope this makes sense. And if it doesn't, ask some questions. Right, Camille? You only get low-hanging fruit if you shake the tree. Wait for the good stuff to gosh darn ripen from the top where the sunshine is hitting it. On Saturday, that moon stays in Scorpio. We like when the moon is in Scorpio, don't we? Maybe Leos don't. Maybe Aquariuses don't, because that moon in Scorpio will square a Leo and Aquarius energy. So cuidado out this motherfucker. Cuidado. I get it. It's a little push and pull out this thing, but Scorpio means well. Scorpio's just trying to get the job done. But for this moon in Scorpio period this week, it's about getting the job done inch by inch. So you can have, again, what you're worthy of, but also not so much in which you need to be a hoarder, a miser, a greedy ass person. Let me just put it like that. On Saturday, that moon stays in Scorpio, determined, emotional, pushing through, and passionate, right? But it's quincunx in the sun. You feel a little crunchy. Saturday is a crunchy ass day in which you say, I want to just have my way. When the moon is quincunx in the sun, it's a lot of irritation. It's a lot of, I don't know what's happening. I just want to do the things that I want to do as I want to do. And why is everybody in my way? Cuidado. Be careful of that. Why? Because the moon is also trining up Jupiter. That's harmonious. And Jupiter has abundance. Jupiter has prosperity. Jupiter has opportunities. So you don't want to be a little bit of a brat in the middle of all of these lessons and blessings and all of these blessings and opportunities and prosperity coming at you, but you're a brat going, I didn't want it in red. I want it in purple. Why is it a size 10? I need a 9.5. Y'all get where I'm going? There's an irritation that wants you to have it in a different size, but you got shoes, chick. But you got what you needed, dude. So what's the point of the irritation? If Jupiter is coming in here going, listen, I need you to pay attention to the blessings that are surrounding you. I need you to watch for the flowers as they bloom. I need you to figure out that you are okay as you are. And the little bit that you have in this moment in time is not only growing because you deserve more, but it's growing by proxy. It's growing because Spirit said so. It's growing because you're evolving. It's growing because you put in the work. It's growing because you're paying attention to your evolution. It's growing because you're breathing life into it. It's growing regardless. You don't have to push on some emotional Scorpio shit. You don't have to be a bully and be persuasive and be manipulative and be controlling because you want it to be. Don't do that, y'all, on Saturday, okay? At the very least, since that moon in Scorpio is trining up Mercury, express yourself. Express yourself. It's something. I need to know the words of the song before I start trying to sing the melody or hum it. Expression. That moon in Scorpio trining up Mercury, which is the communicator, which is the planner, the processor, right? The one that figures it all out, is saying, express yourself, share your truth, and watch the game. Watch you gain more than being clever. Watch you gain more by expressing your authenticity, your deep, dark secrets, your full heart. Watch you gain more than trying to be clever and persuasive and blowing up the spot and being too determined. You understand what I'm saying? And by paying attention to the idiosyncrasies and the frustrations that surround you. Have you ever, squirrel, had a conversation with somebody where you didn't think that this person was going to help you because you was just sharing information? You You're sitting on a bus or you're sitting on a subway, you get a conversation with a stranger, or you call your mother, you call your father, and they say, you okay? No, I'm all right. I could do this. I need that. Blah, 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 blah. Next thing you know, it's in the mail. Why? Because you're not necessarily manipulating people. You're not expecting anything. You are sharing your heart. That's what that vibration feels like on Saturday. Instead of getting irritated by what's going on around you, if there are some things that you need to do, there are some things that you need to have. TikTok is bugging. If there are some things that you need to have, and just express it as that moon sits right nice with Mercury. Just express it and say, this is where I'm at right now. Boom. Sunday, last day, and then we'll go to a card. I appreciate y'all being here. I really, really do. And if you want your own personal reading, hit me up at wordlifeastrology.com/readings. I also do group readings online and in person if you're in the Los Angeles area and you want to hire a sister. It's very affordable and it's fun as heck. You get a lot of information. We may have a tear-jerking moments because people's ancestors and guides come on in. It's like a medium/astrology kind of party. And you're like, wait, what? I didn't expect all of this. Hit a girl up at wordlifeastrology@gmail. All right. And let's make that happen. On Sunday, that moon stays in Scorpio until the ending of the day, 7:32 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to be exact. So most of the day we'll be rocking in Scorpio, which is nice. Why? Because now the moon in Scorpio is trining up with that Mars in Pisces. Eyebrow, exclamation. Don't you love it? You got to love it. And I'm going to tell you why. Because now we got water sign moon and water sign Mars moving in harmonious directions. Side by side, shotgun, Batman and Robin, Thelma and Louise, Laverne and Shirley, going, I emote this way. I feel this way. It's moon and Scorpio. I'm determined this way. And Mars and Pisces is like, all right, babe, let's do it. You don't want to fight? The moon in Scorpio says, hell no. I ain't got to fight. I'm water just like you. Let's make it happen. Move on what feels right. Move on what feels comfortable. Move as the waters begin to part, as opportunities show their way. You understand? Sometimes it's like a push and a pull. You got to go with the tide of the thing. Is important to remember. On Sunday, this is interesting. So I just want you to pay attention. The moon, Lord, the sun will square up against Jupiter. That's what my note says. Being self-centered and ego doesn't allow you to gain emotional depth that's needed. So the water is running the day. I'm just letting you know. With that moon and Mars coming together, even though we in sun sign Aries. But here comes the sun sign Aries against Jupiter in Cancer. Like I said, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces is running the day on Sunday, right? So here comes the sun going, I'm self-centered. I want to do it the way I want to do it. Not only do I want to do it the way I want to do it, I'm going to do it by myself. I'm going to do it like the individual that I am. Hey, that Aries energy sometimes need to be told to play nice. Play nice. Any Aries out there? I'm just saying, I love Aries. I love all signs for all different types of reasons. But Aries energy can be assholes sometimes. And they can just be in a space in which I want to do for I want to do. When I want to do it how I want to do it. And if I look like the asshole today and I'm self-centered, then kick rocks to everybody until they decide to apologize 2 weeks later. You get what I'm saying? The point of the matter is on Sunday, we feel a little bit of that self-centered sun and Aries thing that goes up against what? Jupiter and Cancer. That's just like, baby, all I want to do is hug you. All I want to do is tell you, be emotionally responsible for who you are. All I want to do is tell you, you got some soup waiting for you at home. You know what I mean? All I want to do is tell you, you got to be a little tender and caring towards not only other people, but to yourself. Even though you out here being self-centered and doing what you need to do and shining in your individualism and your being who you came to be, there's nothing wrong with that. But remember, we are here on the planet with other people. And you got to utilize compassion in order to get you farther. You got to pay attention to who's around you. in order to make this journey that we're on just a little bit more pleasant. Does that make sense, everybody? That's all I got for you for the week. I hope that helped in some kind of way. And I hope you can come back on YouTube at Wordlife Astrology. That's not it. Sonja Marie's Wordlife Astrology on YouTube. And let me know how this week went for you. We're about to pull one card for everybody, give y'all a general vibration of what's happening for all of us as Spirit speaks through me. This is the time to ask a question if you have. I'd appreciate it. I love questions, by the way, if y'all don't realize it. I open up to them because I like to see where you at, where your head is. And I'm a teacher. I stopped doing workshops because I stopped. I don't even know why, but I stopped doing workshops, but I do love teaching. So ask any questions that you may have, not about your chart though, for new people on TikTok. Oh, the afro is doing the thing today, y'all. My hair is growing, growing, growing. Thank you, God. Just trying to give y'all a little bit of music. Music makes you lose control. Okay, get into the prayer. Hold on. Great Mother, Father, God, and all my guardian angels and ancestor spirits. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Sheila. Who's Sheila? Somebody's name is Sheila walked on in here. Somebody got an ancestor on the other side named Sheila. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Okay. Thank you. I was told to pick two. Y'all got time for two? Y'all got time for two cards? Thank you for the few people that's over here on TikTok. I really appreciate your presence. And I always appreciate my family here on YouTube. Y'all the bomb. The bomb. Diggity, diggity. Y'all got time for two? All right. Let's do this one first. I don't usually get that hit, but I'm a rock with it. Roll with it, rock with it. Thank you, Chanel. I'm so glad you're here, honey pie. All right, ZP. Numero uno. Participation. Wow. This is vibrating with that full moon in Libra. Libra energy is all about participation, but with it being a full moon, it's about how do we participate in a not necessarily a new way, but in a way in which we can reevaluate so the participation can be better. All right. Does that make sense? The participation can be a little bit more honed in on. Y'all want to see the card a little bit? That's the first card. Participation. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, each figure in this mandala holds the right hand up in an attitude of receiving and the left hand down in an attitude of giving. The whole circle creates a tremendous energy field that takes on the shape of a double dorje, the Tibetan symbol for the thunderbolt. The mandala has a quality like that of the energy field that forms around the Buddha, where all the individuals taking part in the circle make a unique contribution to create a unified and vital whole. It is like a flower whose wholeness is even more beautiful than the sum of its parts, and at the same time enhancing the beauty of each individual petal. You have an opportunity right now to participate with others. and make your contribution to creating something greater and more beautiful than each of you could manage alone. Your participation will not only nourish you, but will also contribute something precious to the whole. Is this not full moon and Libra energy, bringing back a new vibration in regards to how you're going to rearrange your collaborations, your partnerships? Let me tell you something about this too, especially in this particular description. It's one of the reasons why I began to do retreats, right? It's one sentence I was reading. Let me go back to it. The mandala has a quality like that of the energy field around the Buddha, where all the individuals taking part in the circle make a unique contribution to create a unified and vital whole. It's important in community, in retreats, in sorority groups, fraternity groups, that we all come knowing what we're good at, that we all come knowing what our position is, and that we don't overstep the boundaries of others who have the job to do what they do. That is, in my opinion, the crust, the core of participation, knowing who's good at the thing and allowing them to do the thing. Does that make sense? We can only participate in equal billings and equal ways to create a unified whole. Yes, I'll leave it like that because I can over explain sometimes and I don't feel like it. Here's the second card. Yes, nice and easy, because we are being told to do more and more of this. Y'all already know what it is. Anybody want to guess while I find the page? Anybody want to use their intuition? We're being told to do more and more of this. Love, that's for sure, Miss Irene, but that's not the card because there's no love card in here. What do we need to do in order to get out of our own ways, y'all? What do we need to do in order to get out of our own way? Trust. We had that last week, didn't we? That's a good one too. And this may have some semblance of that, but it's not it. Sacrifice. That's closest. And why'd you take or retract the message? The dreaming gems? Because you was on it. There we go. Sacrifice. Surrender. Y'all good. Look at y'all and your intuition. Letting go. That's sacrifice and surrendering. That is it. Thank you for participating in this intuitive game of ours. Rest too, Nelson, but that's letting go. How about that? In the image of the lotus leaves in the early morning, we can see in the ripplings of the water that one drop has just fallen. It is a precious moment and one that is full of poignancy. In surrendering to gravity and slipping off the leaf, the drop loses its previous identity and joins the vastness of the water below. We can imagine that it must have trembled before it fell, just on the edge between the known and the unknowable. To choose this card is a recognition that something has finished, y'all. Something has completed, whether it's a job, a relationship, full moon in Libra, a home you have loved, anything that might have helped you to define who you are. It is time to let go. Allow any sadness, but not trying to hold on. Something greater is awaiting you. New dimensions are there to be discovered. You are past the point of no return now, and gravity is doing its work. Go with it. It represents liberation. Ashe, aho, matakwe, ase. Yes, 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 yes. Let it all go so you can participate in the best way possible. When we participate, we can't bring our bullshit and our madness. We can't bring all our baggage. We can't expect other people, our partnerships, even our love relationships to carry the shit that we carry. So we got to let it go. That's the only way participation is going to work, when you shed your shit so you can come clean. So you can come clean. Does that make sense to everybody? Gravity is doing its work. The changes are already happening. You already know who you are. You already know who you have to be. So do that thing so you can have all the things that you need to have in your life to do what? Make you happy. And that's the only thing that matters, because once you're happy, guarantee other people will be. Trust and believe. You'll be walking in the room and they go, "You lose weight?" And you go, "Hell no." I love you so much. I really, really do. And thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me on this Monday, every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Come on back, Jack. Don't smoke no crack. See you later. Peace, everybody.